Karen, how are you doing this morning, Karen?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. What's your question for Roy?
So we're 2.5 years in refinancing, so it's not due up until 2019.
Okay.
We just got the annuals of how much we paid, how much is left. The rate that we are in now in a fixed is 2.97.
Okay.
140,000 left.
Okay.
When should I? Is it a good idea to move to variable or just stay where I am? Or because I know rates, I've seen some rates for like in the lower twos.
Yes, and variable rate right now, there's depending on, and the reason why I'm going to tell you this is depending on what bucket you fit in, whether it's insurable, non-insurable, and the loan value is going to dictate now what your rate will be. So it could be worthwhile. So the first thing you want to find out is how much is your penalty to get out of your mortgage?
Okay.
Okay. Two, can you save that money within 2 years? If you can't save your penalty money back in 2 years, I just say make sure that you definitely just continue on the way you're going right now, because there's no sense of paying money to a bank for no particular reason whatsoever. Because if your penalty is $6,000, you're better off taking $6,000 and giving it to your lending institution now and pay down your mortgage than it is to pay it in penalties.
Okay, yeah, because it's only 2.5 years left. So by the time 2019 comes, when we go to refinance, then would you recommend to go variable then?
Depending on the situation, depending on the market conditions, I'd say
2 years
yes.
is a long time.
Yeah, 2 years is a long time. A lot of things can happen. Number one. Number two, you're getting to the most expensive part of penalties in your mortgage. Anytime you've been there 3 years, when you have only 2 years left in your mortgage, that is the most expensive time to get out of your mortgage.
Oh.
Okay, so chances are your penalty is going to be the biggest right now. You're much better off saying, okay, how much money do I have left over at the end of the month? Increase your payment by that amount and pay down your mortgage as quickly as you can.
But is Karen being smart, looking at 2019, as we just said, a couple of years away, but is she being smart looking at this now and considering options?
Absolutely. I think if you know what your options are, then you can just make a decision from there. So I don't know enough about your mortgage to give you the exact numbers, but you're more than welcome to call me at the office and we can run the numbers for you and tell you exactly what your options are, and you can make a decision from there. But I'm just saying, if you have to pay a penalty right now and you can't save it, don't bother. Just continue on.
And Karen, the number is 416-640-0930, or yourmortgageyourway.ca. All the contact information is there. The shock, she's like, oh, when you said, well, no, what is it? If you have 3 years left, that's the most expensive time.
Yeah, if you have 2 years left in your mortgage, so it's like, because 2 years is always the cheapest mortgage rate. You can look on any mortgage rate sheet. 2 years is always the cheapest, because the average, believe it or not, the average time people have their mortgages in Canada is about 3 years before they either refinance or sell. So there they say, okay, 2 years is the cheapest mortgage, therefore that's when they break it the most. So we're going to charge them the most at that time. So that's why it's very important to realize that before you break a mortgage, understand what your penalties are.
Well, and when we come back, we will also discuss why you were actually saying this earlier. We're not throwing out all these different fixed rate, different rates that people can get, because there's so much that go into a rate or what you can do.
Exactly. There's different buckets, and we can talk about it in detail, but it's whether it's insurable, non-insurable, your loan to value. These are all things that will affect your mortgage rate. So even you might say I have prime minus 70, but that's for somebody who's putting 5% down.
416-870-6400, star 640 on cell. We still have time for a few more calls. A couple waiting here. It's yourmortgageyourway.ca, Talk Radio, AM640.